Hey guys, how are you doing? I want to specially welcome you to my channel. If you're coming across this video for the very first time, I want to say a big welcome, and to all my return subscribers, you guys are the realest MVP. I want to say thank you so much for the likes, for the comments, for the share. I want to say thank you and I appreciate you guys. So for last week, I started talking about piercing and body piercing generally, and I said that body piercing has to do with body modification, where you have people put things like jewelries, like diamonds and all of those things, so they put them underneath their body just to make their bodies look beautiful. But for today, I will be talking about the Tragus piercing. Yes, the Tragus piercing is actually what I have here on my ears. So basically, before I started, I had a lot of back and forth, and then I told my elder sister, she was like, no, you can't do this, blah blah blah. But then I made up my mind and I got it done. So I'll be giving you a lot of details and the things that you need to do, or the things that you need to know before getting your Tragus piercing done. So first, what is a Tragus piercing? A Tragus piercing is a kind of piercing that is done at the outer side of the ear. Yes, so you have the inner ear and then the outer ear. So it's made of cartilage. Yes, cartilage and flesh, basically. That's what the outer ear is made of. And then the Tragus piercing is done at this pointed part of your ear. So that is basically what a Tragus piercing is. When I got mine done, a lot of people were like, oh, how long did it take to heal? So a proper Tragus piercing without any infection or anything takes about 4 to 6 weeks for it to get healed. It depends on the skin. Let's not forget that a lot of factors affect some of these things. So Tragus piercing, one of the factors that affects it is also something I'll be talking about in the course of this video. Yes, so a Tragus piercing, like I said, is a kind of piercing that is done at the outer part or the outer corner of the ear. So if you are a fan of piercing or any kind of piercing, a Tragus piercing is actually something that is very interesting because it's not so popular, and then when you look at it, if it is properly done, it suits everybody and anybody. So the healing process for a normal Tragus piercing takes about 4 to 8 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. It depends on your skin and if you don't have any complications in the process of getting it done. Another thing you want to also look at is the pain. Yes, Tragus piercing is more like pain mixed with pleasure. So when I got mine done, of course, I actually used a piercing gun, which some people prefer to use a needle or a piercing gun. But if you are not so if you're a bit scared with needles, I can advise you to use a piercing gun. Yes, so they just put it there, they take the mark and then they shoot it, just like the name implies, a piercing gun. So a piercing gun can be used for any kind of outer ear piercing. So basically the healing process 4 to 6 weeks, and then of course it's pain mixed with pleasure. That's what that is what I can tell you about Tragus piercing. Now, another thing I also want to discuss is the fact that aftercare piercing for Tragus is very, very important. Now, first, you need to be careful with how you put your head when you are sleeping. It doesn't need pressure. When I got mine done, I was sleeping like on my neck. I wasn't lying down by my side because the piercing needs to heal. Basically, avoid using things like earpiece, AirPods, all of those things. It will irritate your piercing, and of course when you're putting those things, they could be carrying some bacteria, and you get bacteria into your piercing. That is something you don't even want to handle it. When your piercing gets infected, it takes a whole lot of energy. So for aftercare piercing for Tragus, you need to ensure that your sheets are clean. You need to clean it at least once in a week. Yes, you need to have your piercing, the areas, you need to have it cleaned out properly, and then ensure that you do not even apply any ointment. Don't apply anything when you get your piercing done. It will heal naturally on its own. Now, the kinds of earrings that you need for a tragus piercing, so there are different types, but we're talking about two. That is the bar ball. Yes, it's called the bar ball. So it's a bar, it has like an iron, and then it has two balls at the end. So they stick it in, and then they use the ball to wrap it and then ensure that it is secured. And then the stud, yes, I have the stud here. Yes, don't worry guys, it's not diamond. When I can afford a diamond, I'll change it to a diamond. So we also have the stud. So the stud and then the barbell. The barbell is, like I explained, something with like a kind of earring with two balls at the end, and then the stud, which is what I have here. Another thing you also want to consider is the type of earrings in terms of the makeup. So you either want to do a gold, a platinum, or a stainless. Yes, I actually have a stainless. I'm very allergic. My skin is very sensitive. So if I'm doing anything, it has to be gold or it could be stainless. So when you're getting your piercing done, you need to know the makeup of the earring you want to put, because some materials could actually start affecting your ears, and trust me, you don't even want to get into that part. So the first thing you want to do, you want to be careful when receiving your phone call. Yeah, I had to cautiously remind myself that, look, I just got my tragus piercing done. So when you are receiving your phone call, it could actually affect whatever it is that you have there. If it is the whatever earring that you have there, it could actually affect it. So you need to be careful with your phones. Yes, and you also need to be careful when you sleep. I said that earlier. Ensure that you sleep on clean sheet in order for the tragus piercing not to get infected. Another thing you also want to look out for is the kind of earring. I made mention of having light earrings, when you have your piercing done. These are a few things that you want to put into consideration when having your tragus piercing done. Another thing I also want to talk about is the side effects of piercing. Yes, most people, when they get their piercing done, there are a little bit of side effects. So those are the things that I'll also be sharing with you. So one of the side effects you can get is having allergies. Yes, I made mention of that when I was talking about the general body piercing. You need to be careful with allergies. You could get allergies from the needle. You could get allergies from the person that is piercing you. If the person is not a professional, you really need to guide against that. You could get an allergy if the person is not a professional, and then you could also get an allergy if you do not do the right thing. For tragus piercing, you need air. Yeah, like air needs to get to your ear so it could heal up faster and properly. And then you could also get blisters. Yes, there are some blisters that you will understand that, oh, this is nothing to be compared, or this is not what I bargained for. So when you have blisters like that, you need to go to the hospital and then have them check it out. Like me, when I got mine, one of my ears, I don't know if it was this one or this, but I actually got some sort of, I think it got infected sort of, but I had to now pay close attention to it, because when I got my piercing done, I just did it, and like I said, I was living my normal life. I just got my tragus piercing on and I was like feeling cool and all of those things. But you need to pay close attention when you have gotten your tragus piercing done, because of these two things, allergies and infection. Now, how to change your tragus piercing? Avoid removing your rings when it has not healed. Yes, mine was falling off a couple of times because I had a bit of challenge with the kind of ring that was used initially. So you need to ensure that you don't remove your rings. Like, you don't remove it. I can't even change my ring by myself. I have to go meet the girl I buy my rings from, so she helps me changes it. And don't forget that this needs to be done with clean hands. Like, your hands need to be properly washed or sanitized, and then you get your tragus piercing changed, or you can change your ring. So for next week, I will be talking about how to avoid your tragus piercing from being infected. Yes, that is also something you need to guide against. So I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment and share, and if you have any topic you want me to talk about, leave a message for me in the comment section below. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next week.